You ready? A little bit of intro. Okay, let's get this camera going here. PK here. Out of the box, we're going to talk about what's it like, this crazy, stupid phone. That's a little bit better. There we go. What's it like to grow up in Bel Air in Beverly Hills, California? That's what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you the real deal, the real story, which you don't hear or see or watch on 90210, Beverly Hills 90210. If you remember that show in the past, for some of you a little bit older, my glasses. First of all, what I want to tell you is, number one, when we were young, at this age in the 1970s, none of the parents gave us the money to go out and do like it is today. Very few kids had this access to money and drove nice cars like you see now. It's so much different. The parents wanted to wait. They didn't want to spoil the kids. They gave them an allowance. They wanted the kids to be as normal as possible. Of course, there were a few exceptions. Number two, which is incorrect, which they show in the movies or in or that show on MTV, I forgot what it's called, or something in Orange County, again, Beverly Hills 90210. The parties, the high school parties, were much wilder than what they portray. People who threw the parties, a lot of times they'd throw them in these big mansions in Beverly Hills. They rent them out. They really knew how to throw a party, and it was much wilder than that, as I said, than they portray. Number three, let's see. Most of us who grew up in LA, especially in the west part of town, all of us wanted to be famous for something. We wanted to be a model, an actor, actress, TV star in the movies, or in music, like in my case. Because the entertainment vibe is so strong there. And you realize that whole town of LA is all based on entertainment. Nobody cares about anything else but that. The other thing I wanted to mention, when we were young, of course, talking about the high school years, is that most of us, we wanted to get away from LA, even when we graduated. Outside of being in entertainment, trying to be in something with entertainment, we couldn't wait to escape from LA. Believe me, even then in the mid-70s, there was lots of traffic, horrible pollution. The water was polluted in Santa Monica Bay, Malibu, all these places you hear about. Believe me, it really, compared to Florida, we're in a paradise in Florida. This Southern California, especially the west part of town, it's got a tremendous amount of pollution, and we couldn't wait to get away. Whether we went to Santa Barbara or San Diego, even Newport Beach was better. So I want to tell you that even back then, we all thought LA was finished. Let's see, and then let me make one other point here. Let's see about the parents. Let's see, the traffic, the pollution. Okay, the next thing I want to mention is when you're in your 20s. Now you've graduated college. In my case, I went to Colorado. I went to a school, University of Denver, because they were one of the few schools at that time that had a real estate department, and that was my destiny, I thought, working for my father. And of course, I was a very big snow skier, so being in Denver gave me access to go to places like Vail, which I really loved, and that's where I went. Aspen, there's so many places you can go skiing there. So I happened to go to Colorado. But a lot of my friends who continued on the university all went outside of LA, even if they stayed in California. So back now you're in your 20s, you're working, and you're in the real life. And the question is where do you get the credibility? How do you feel like somebody? And I can tell you, when you go out to dinner in a restaurant, okay, it's all about where you sit. That's what, it's so ridiculous, but this is where the real power lies. They put all the celebrities and famous people in the front, and the quote-unquote nobodies, like all of us were, further in the back. Because believe me, there's so many people that have money in West LA, Beverly Hills, Bel Air, and all the fancy, expensive restaurants. This is not enough like it would be anywhere else in America. If you're not famous, forget about it. You really you're nothing. And you feel this tension, this pressure. You always feel, no matter, even me, I had this great success as a young person in the trading. I still felt horrible when I'd go to any of the big restaurants in Beverly Hills because I'm still a nobody. I'm a nobody with a Ferrari and money, but still, the bottom line, I'm not famous. And that felt pretty bad. Number 2, let's see here. As I said, having money means nothing. And 3, again, that whole town is based on celebrityhood, and everybody wants to be in the business. They all want, even if you're a producer, it doesn't matter. Something to do with entertainment. That LA runs an entertainment. And if you're not in that entertainment business, you might as well move because you're never going to be happy. And then I've got quite a few friends. All of us tried. I tried for 10 years playing music. Got close. None of my friends I went to school with, all of us have connections. Nobody I know made it in front of the camera. I got quite a few people that I grew up with who became very famous in the music business, as a music attorney, a director, a producer, someone behind the scenes. But it just, you can't comprehend how many people are moving to LA and they want to make it in some field of entertainment. They want to be a star, that star power. It just, I don't know, I guess if it's in your blood, like when you're young and you love it, it's worth going for, because once in a while, few are chosen, you make it. So anyway, I want to tell you in conclusion is that growing up there, it's quite an experience. I did have one friend who went to Beverly Hills High School, he was the only one who had the money. Trust fund, the things that would be today. He was so far ahead. He had a Ferrari at 18. I know today these things mean nothing. But back then, nobody had those things under 30, is what I want to tell you. And he became one of my best friends, and everyone went to his house, because he's the only one who had the money for everything. We went to his house. So, as I said, I was a little bit fortunate because I did learn a lot, and I saw what the power of money does and gives you the convenience, and it really stuck with me my whole life. But anyway, this is what it was like growing up in Beverly Hills and Bel Air. I'm grateful I'm out there. I did go recently to show my wife, my current wife. She wanted to see it. She thought LA was a disaster. Malibu, a disaster. I mean, everything sucks about that place. Yes, go. It's a good place to visit, to see all these things once, the Venice Boardwalk, Hollywood. But believe me, be grateful you don't live there. Anyway, so this PK, another episode of Out of the Box, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.